didn't hit you when you walked through the big red doors on your first day, or when you finished out your last spirit week, blue in the face and nearly hoarse. It didn't hit you when you watched your last homecoming as a student, or played and cheered your last high school game, holding back the tears. It still didn't completely hit you when you sort of realized that the pesky freshmen weren't so bad after all. And all the moments you did or didn't spend with your surrounding friends will be but a memory after today. Another page in your mom's scrapbook. You finally start to realize, sitting here amongst your friends, wearing the same goofy necklace you are, that the journey ends today. This isn't the end of our book, but a checkpoint, a dog-eared page. And if you have a dog-eared page, you know it's because you stopped, and that's where you'll pick up when you pick it up next time, or you want to reread something interesting. So, let's welcome. The world will welcome us into an imperfect world and ask us to share in our imperfections and hopefully be a shining light when others are in their darkest. Like the Dark Knight, we're the class Oakdale deserves, just not the one it needs right now.
Hello. I'd like to thank the guests for this occasion, this pivotal moment for the class of 2013. Our class is filled with dedicated people with great ambition. We have Paul, who was going into work at a zoo in order to gain experience in the area of herpetology. He's very interested in snakes. We have Haley, who is interested in nursing, and she's been working at the school's office, learning skills like day in and day out. Any one of us could grow up to be big, have good, successful careers. But what about greater things, Who says we can't change the world for the better? Our class is very socially diverse, and we have been, teaching ourselves to compromise, and establish, each other's goals, protect each other's views and stuff. Yeah, who's to say that any one of us could be the one to unite the world under a common goal and reach a new age of cultural prosperity? We're about to... Okay. Each one of us is to use our passion to push us. It's an undying way that pushes us to be better at what we do, so that we may not only establish our own happiness in life, but create opportunities for other people to find happiness. We're going now into the future, where we develop our ideas and views based on the culture that we surround ourselves with. I know that Jonah and I are going to travel the world and adopt cultures that fit our dispositions and individualities. I hope you all too. In fact, I hope in 10 years, I won't be able to recognize any of you people. Because you have lived up to you have explored all of your horizons and lived up to your full potential as human beings and individuals. And that is all.
For some of you, this is probably going to be the last time you'll ever hear me sing. Yeah, some of y'all are pretty glad about that. Others probably not. I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you want to go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the wind. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Dreams stay big, your words stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants to say things to you. Yeah, please, my never look back, but you never forgive all the ones who loved you and the slaves you lived. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace and never mistake, and always give more than you take. But more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants to say things to you. Yeah, please, I this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your words stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants to say things to you. Yeah, please, my wish for you, that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your words stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants to say things to you. Yeah, please, my may all your dreams stay big. This is my wish.
I'd like to take this time to introduce our guest speaker this morning, Ms. Miranda Foster. She really needs no introduction, as she's been a part of the Oakdale community all of her life. Miranda graduated from Oakdale School in 1980. She is married to Brian Foster and mother of Megan and Clint Foster, all of which also graduated from Oakdale School. Miranda has a bachelor's degree in elementary education and a library science endorsement from Tennessee Tech University, and a master's degree from Cumberland University. Lana began her teaching career here at Oakdale School in 1996, where she taught 5th grade for 7 years and middle school language arts for 6 years. She is currently working her dream job as librarian at Cherokee Middle School in Kingston. She has been and always will be part of the Oakdale family, and we are so blessed to be able to call her our friend, Miss Lana Foster.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Barber. I feel like I have come home. First of all, before anything else is said, I want you, my 8th grade class of 2009, to know how truly honored I am that you have asked me to do this for you. When you left the 8th grade, and I left this school that year, I knew that you would be here at this moment. I just didn't realize it would be here so fast. So now, to the senior class of 2013, I say thank you so much for today. Honored graduates, parents, grandparents, friends and family, teachers, school professionals, welcome to this glorious day. It is a great day, isn't it? Do you agree? Yeah. Great day. I feel again as if I've come home to visit for a little while, and I'm so thankful to be part of this occasion with you. President Abraham Lincoln said that when he would get ready to talk to people, he would spend 2/3 of the time thinking about what they wanted to hear, and 1/3 thinking about what he wanted to say. I hope that when I'm finished, you say that I tried to follow his advice. I feel like I know most of you seniors pretty well, and I think you know me probably just as well. After all, we spent 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade reading together. I have so many little gifts that you gave me, and mementos, things I'll treasure, pictures I'll cherish, great times I'll remember, lots of field trips, Beta Club conventions, those were fun. I also remember working on those family portfolios in 7th grade. How many still have their family portfolio? Awesome. Poetry projects in 8th grade, you still have those as well? You're welcome, parents. And lots of dress-up days that were fun, and so many wonderful memories that I can't count them. I remember your excitement over sports that you played, over all the school activities that we did. I remember our chats, and I would listen to your boy and girl issues, try to not laugh and remind you that you were just a baby and had no clue about real relationships yet. It was serious to you, so I tried to take it seriously as well. I also remember your excitement in the classroom when real learning took place, or when you read a book you absolutely loved and I had to read it to you, and I did. And those were my favorite times with you. However, I also had to listen to your whining. Are we doing anything today? Can we just watch a movie? And my favorite, when will I ever need to know this stuff? This stuff? For me, sometimes that was the hardest question to answer for you guys. So today, I decided to teach you a lesson. One last lesson from Miss Lana. So, no free day, no movie, no whining. I may not be able to tell you when you'll need to balance an equation or when you'll use that periodic table. But I want to take a few minutes to remind you of some stuff you learned in school that you will need for the real world for the rest of your life. How many remember Robert Frost? Remember Robert Frost? Oh, that's good. One of America's greatest poets, of course. Who remembers the poem we did in 8th grade called The Road Not Taken? Oh, such a great poem. The poem is about making choices, if you remember, making choices. And back in 8th grade, I remember asking you to make a list of 10 choices that you might be faced with at that time in your life. And you listed things like whether or not to play a sport, or whether you're going to take the college path or the career path when you got into high school. Some of you listed things like you're going to smoke a cigarette or, heaven forbid, use drugs. Okay. And then, of course, am I going to hang out with the wrong crowd? I think you're hanging out with a good crowd. Okay. Right now, the world is wide open for you, and the choices are yours to make from here on out. In high school, it was fairly easy for you. What am I going to do today? Well, I guess you're going to go to school. What am I going to do tonight? Well, Mr. Lynn and all your teachers, I'm sure, hoped you did your homework. Who am I going to hang out with? Look around, guys. This is the last time that you will be with this entire group. In high school, those choices were easy, but now they're yours. And Robert Frost gave you a life lesson with these words. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. My hope for you is that you'll look back one day, in a few years, or maybe even many years from now, and you'll say that the path you took made all the difference for you as well. All right, lesson number 2. One of the hardest lessons, I think, to learn is tolerance. We live in a society of groups. We all belong to groups, from the very young of us to us older folks. And the groups of people that we work with are part of our life, our religious affiliation, the churches that we belong to, our friends, and even our families group us together. We continue this grouping when you get in schools. We ability group sometimes. We grouped you guys by boys and girls when you were in middle school. We group by sports. We group by clubs. At Cherokee, there's a band group, and they're kind of set aside as well. And I'm not saying that these are bad things. Sometimes those clubs and groups create a sense of belonging in us. It's just that sometimes social groups can lead to intolerance. We exclude those sometimes who are different than we are, and then sometimes that intolerance and indifference can lead to tragedy. Let's take a trip back to middle school reading. Who remembers reading Number the Stars by Lois Lowry? Oh, aren't they good? All these hands? That is a beautiful story about friendship between a young Christian girl and a young Jewish girl during the worst time of intolerance that our world has ever known, the Holocaust. Also, the book and the movie, The Outsiders, where you had the socials and the greasers and the haves and the have-nots. Do you remember that one as well? Lots of tragedy can occur and come out of intolerance. Just remember those life lessons from those stories. You don't have to love or even like everyone who crosses your path, but we live in this world together. And the golden rule, and practicing that golden rule, never goes out of style. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's a life lesson. Lesson number 3. Life ain't no crystal stair. You remember that line of poetry from Langston Hughes, another great American poet. She is the mother in that poem. The poem is entitled Mother to Son. And you guys love reading that poem out loud because of the dialect. I bet we read it 5 or 6 times that day, and everybody's like, oh, read it, oh, read it. Because you wanted to put your voice on that poem. But it's a lesson in perseverance and determination. And the mother in that poem had a very, very hard life. And she's comparing her life to climbing that staircase. Do you remember? And sometimes she said she would reach landings and turn corners. Those are those choices you'll make in your life and go different directions. But the lesson is this. Your life might sometimes be a hard life like hers. It might have tacks in it and splinters and places where the boards are torn up and there's no carpet on the floor, just bare. But when those hard times come, this mother in this poem reminds us that we can't give up. She says, boy and girl, boy, don't you turn back. Don't sit down on the steps 'cause you finds it's kinder hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey. I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So your life lesson from that is don't give up. Now, last but not least, There are a few things that hopefully you learned from one of my favorite people in American history, and arguably the greatest president who ever served, Mr. Abraham Lincoln. Hopefully his positive words today will make you think and wonder. His life lesson is to prepare for success. He said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'll spend 4 hours sharpening the axe." Before you can succeed at anything, you have to prepare. I don't think that any of you want to leave here today with the dream of being unsuccessful. You want to be successful in whatever you do. When Lincoln was an unknown attorney in the backwoods of Illinois, he was preparing for success. When he became an Illinois state senator, he was still preparing for success. And in the midst of the Civil War, when he was president, trying to keep the Union together, he still was preparing for success. Did he succeed? Yes, he did. So, my challenge for you is, what are you going to do to prepare for success? And that's my lesson. 4 points today, guys. 1, make good choices. Remember Robert Frost. Number 2, practice intolerance. Or no, practice tolerance. Sorry. Sorry. Be determined. Don't give up when it gets hard. And be prepared. Prepare to be successful. I want to leave you with a quote, another quote by Abraham Lincoln. He said, "The best thing about the future is that it only comes one day at a time. Take one day at a time. Get through that day. Keep moving forward. Don't go backward. Remember all the stuff that you learned here at this wonderful school." You have a bookmark that I left you on your chair. It's got 3 little punch-outs in it. The key is to remind you that the key to success is being happy in whatever you do. The cross punch-out is to remind you who is in charge of all things. And the heart is to remind you that the greatest of these is love. When students have asked me in the past to sign their yearbooks, I always try to write one thing. So go back and look at your yearbooks, guys, and see if I wrote it. I expect to hear great things. So as a teacher, I know that you can't get what you don't expect. And my expectations have always been high. So class of 2013, I love each and every one of you very much. And I expect to hear great things. May God bless you as you go forward from this day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lana. Words of wisdom. Now it's time for the presentation of the senior awards. Valedictorian, Jonah Devaney. Valedictorian, Derek Collins. Salutatorian, Samantha Rader. Honor graduate, Noah Devaney. Girls State, Audrey Rogers. Boys State, Jonah Devaney. Girl Athlete Award, Nicole Thompson. Boy Athlete Award, Jonah Devaney. We have two recipients of the Science Award. Science Award, the first one is Derek Collins. Science Award, Noah Devaney. Family and Consumer Science Award, Marissa Woods. English Award, Derek Collins. Social Studies Award, Laura Jackson. Math Award, Samantha Rader. Two recipients of the Citizenship Award. First one, Paul Davis. Citizenship Award, Michaela Langley. The Drama Award, Jonah Devaney. Economics Award, Derek Collins. Business Technology Award, Misty Rivers. Office Tech Award, Laura Jackson. The American Youth Foundation inspires people to discover and develop their personal best, to seek balance in mental, physical, social, and spiritual living, and to make a positive difference in the communities and in the wider world. This award is given to one with the potential to achieve. So, the I Dare You Award goes to Marissa Woods. The I Dare You Award goes to Luke Powers. Daughters of the American Revolution, the EAR Citizenship Award, Michaela Langley. Now for the presentation of diplomas for the class of 2013 with the assistance of our school board member, Mr. Wade Summers, and the assistant director of schools, Ms. Wanda Lane, Mr. Fred Snow, vice president. Let's begin. Jordan Alexander Edwards. Dennis Wayne Barger. Paul Gwynn Davis III. Derek Nicholas Collins. Dalton Aaron Presley.
Finish!
David Aaron Braxton Newport. Trenton Alexander Darty. Michelle Grace Hedrick. Lorraine Emma Hope.
Thank you, hotel.
Bethany Lynn Potter. Misty Brooke Rivers. Haley Nicole Marshall. Miranda Rochelle Jones. Samantha K. Rader. Emily Jane Smith. Kimberly Ann Turpin. Michael Kenneth Lindsay. Noah Samuel Devaney. Colby Wayne Miller. Curtis Luke Powers. Jonah Dean Devaney. Nicholas Robert Shelton. Audrey Lynn Rogers. Laura Elizabeth Jackson. Laura Lee Randolph. Ashley Christine South. Annalisa Maria Works. Melanie Amber Davidson.
Way to go, Mel Mel!
Marissa Woods. Elizabeth Nicole Thompson. Caitlin Elizabeth Milligan. Michaela Rayanne Langley.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for today, Lord, and thank you for this school. I just like to thank you for all the wonderful friends you've allowed me to have and all these wonderful classmates, and I thank you for the staff here at Oakdale. This place has really taught me how to be me, Lord. And Lord, I pray that you just be with each and every one in this graduating class, Lord, and you'll just watch over them, and you let them be the best they can be, Lord. I just pray that you just help us, lead, guide, and direct us into being the best people we can be in the best possible way for your honor, Lord. And just now I pray, amen.
Having met the requirements of the State Board of Education, it is now my pleasure to present to you the class of 2013.
Somebody.